Hey everybody, and welcome back to another weekend roundup. Today we're going to take a look at all the mods newly released in the Giants Mod Hub for the week of December 16th through December 20th, 2019. And I have to say, this has been the busiest week to date since the inception of the weekend roundup, as far as mods either being released or updated. A total of 78 mods, I believe it is. Not 78, it's 76. It's in the 70s for sure. Were either updated or newly released this week. Giants has seriously closed out the year with a huge bang as far as mods being released. Are there going to be mods released next week? I doubt it. I don't think so. I know the Giants is in for maybe 2 days next week, and I have to think that they're going to put a kibosh on mod releases until sometime in the second week, I should say, of January 2020. Now, this is also an important weekend roundup. This is going to be the last weekend roundup, not just of the year, just period. It is just taking me way too long to produce these videos. I could put all kinds of other content into the channel that I want to put into the channel if I don't do these weekend roundups. So they're going to have to go by the wayside because I got to make room for other things into the channel. Let's go ahead and finish it out with a bang. We've got a ton of mods to take a look at today. Let's go ahead and pull up the mod hub and just take a quick look through all of the mods that were either updated or newly released. So here we go. We are all the way back on page 4. So there are 24 mods on every listing. So that gives you an idea of how many mods we have had either get updated or newly released this week. So last week we ended with the Branter TA23065 from Giant Software. The first mod that was updated this week was the fillable fuel tank. We had a Seasons Geo for South Morava. We had the Arduino pack, trailer pack get updated. Vehicle shelters got updated, as well as a tip side HUD mod and a slurry tanker. Go ahead and move then to page 3. And again, we're going to kind of work backwards here. So the Hardy Interactive Sprayers was updated. Shamrock Valley was updated. A new mod was released for the round bale storages. This mod is going to require global company, so that is important to know. We had the map Pellworm 2K19 get released. It has now also been updated this week. That is quite interesting. Then we had the I used Google Translate to help me get this when I did my map video, and I have 100% for sure forgotten how to pronounce this map, but we had another map get released. This is a really, really nice Polish map. Really enjoyed driving around that particular map. We had a Flegel Timber Runner Autoload log trailer get released this week, as well as a rear cultivator that wasn't just released, it was also updated this week. We had the placeable billboards get released this week, as well as an American-style step deck semi-trailer, a small John Deere W330 harvester pack. West Bridge Hills is back. And I have to say, from the comments I've read on this, I would say it probably shouldn't be back. It's got some issues. So hopefully it's going to get updated to fix those issues for the folks that really do want to play on that map. But I would not suggest hitting that map quite yet if you're going to be playing it for real. We had the tension belt pack get updated. And this is kind of an interesting one. When I saw this pop in, I got really, really concerned because I know that there was some mods that got released way back in the summer related to the ability to do tension belts on vehicles and implements. And I thought to myself, what is going on here? Because this was not the mod author's name that was being used on Facebook for that work. And basically, this really looked like a repeat, a rehash of that other mod author's work. So I want to just bring up that there is a mod author that goes by the name of Iconic Upgrades over at Facebook. that put out a video way back in May, I believe, on basically how to do this very thing. I approached him on Facebook and I was like, "Hey, this guy just put out a mod on the modhub that basically does what you showed everybody to do way back in May, but he doesn't make a single mention of you in his credits. Or what do you think?" And Iconic took the high road and says, "You know what? It's all fine and dandy because as long as people have this type of functionality and this gets used more and maybe gets implemented in more and more things, then he's cool with it." And in fact, he wanted to point out that it wasn't just his work, it was also the work of another mod author that goes by the name of EXLEY. So EXLEY and Iconic both worked to bring that information way back in the summertime over at modhoster.us and Facebook. And now we have that same general functionality here in the tension belt pack. We also had another log trailer get released this week and the long awaited Seasons update that brought console support. Seasons got updated this week, brought console support to Seasons, and we had an update to the snowblower. Food and fertilizer shop got updated. The Osana map was updated. Several placeables related to animal areas were either updated or released this week, including this cow barn. Deco pack was updated. Agriliner HKD 302 old trailer was updated. The Dutsfar 9 from last week or the week before had an update. Legal TMK 266 bull, legal DPW 180 210 bale trailers, the D088 and D353 manure spreader was also updated this week. And we're still got 48 more mods to go that were either updated or newly released. On page 2, we had then an update to the RDC FS19 map. 2 more geos, the south of Quebec geo and Crater Bay, were released this week. TF140P B95 trailer was released. Fleming bale trailer pack. Russian grain silos placeable. The chicken coop was released this week. The Marshall QM16 trailer was released this week. Joskin's Wago 8M trailer. The Benar TC 2100 tipper was released this week. The New Holland T9 series by KMN Modding was released on the Mod Hub this week. I did a mod review of this way back a long time ago when it was released out on Facebook, I believe, and now it has made its way into the Mod Hub, and I believe not only into the Mod Hub, but into console players' consoles also. We have the Coon Prime 2060S that got released this week. We had the Christmas pack get released. I'm pretty sure this got released and updated this week. Let's just take a look here and verify. Yeah, we got here, it was released 12/18, changelog 1001. We have a placeable Christmas tree for the holiday season. Storage building was released this week, and then an update to the Realismus Modding Giant Software Snowblower pack to bring not only console functionality, but there was seemed to be a slight bug with this pack and consoles that I think got corrected pretty soon after they got released for consoles. We have an update to the Santa hat, and then newly released and also updated this week, we have the JCB 435S Stage 4 and 5. We had the Seasons Geo for the Eastern U.S. got released this week, and we'll talk about this when we get to the Geos, but this one, not really sure where the guy got his information from, but the growth and planting schedules looks to be a bit off for what I am experienced with seeing as far as how farmers plant here on the east coast of the U.S. We had a new Holland T6 get released, then several placeables, a small shelter, grain storage, a garage, and a dairy barn were released this week. Lizard RKM manure spreader. And just 24 mods to go as far as this week. Oh my gosh. We had the Cramp Bandit 750 trailer get released. The update to the POM Ronica Duo Sigmo was released. The Measure mod was updated and Ellerbach was updated, as well as a placeable liquid fertilizer and herbicide pack. The grain silos with multi-fruit was updated. Grain building was updated. The band TGS IT Runner was updated, as well as the Lieber 902 pack from Black Sheep Modding. Green River got itself an update, as well as Washoe, Nevada got an update. And then we closed out the week with a release of the Ohio Geo by the same mod author as the East US Geo. And once again, this one I've got a question where he gets his information. It is really, really different than what I would be expecting to see out of the Ohio area. We had a prefab of the Easy Shed pack get released. Now, prefabs, if you remember, are not mods that you can activate in the modhub and use in your save games. They are for Giants editor use only. We have the XPalm Orlick 3-meter cultivator, small wood selling station. So now we now have a placeable log selling station. That's pretty cool. Liquid fertilizer tank and herbicide tanks were released this week. Placeable farm silo, wood cow husbandry building, Joskin's Wago ST8000 D12 trailer, Cote FRP145. I think this is like a weight. Got released this week. And then the last two mods that were a part of the Agritechnic Christmas gift pack, if you will. We had the Kemper pack get released, which includes a John Deere forage harvester and several forage headers. And then the Claas Axion 930 960 TerraTrack got released this week. Wow, like I said, there were a ton of things that were either updated or newly released this week. But still, we have 90 mods pending testing. Like I said, I've got to wonder if anything is going to really get done at Giants headquarters next week with Christmas being on Wednesday. I'm really not sure if we're going to see any mods pop into the mod hub next week, but we do have quite a few pending testing and a decent list here in the testing thread. A pack of Polish buildings, a Klaus Mega Pack, a baler add-on, CSZ equipment pack, data sorter from Global Company is kind of some highlights. And we have a Hungary Seasons Geo, the Old Farm Countryside, and there you go. So with that, let's go ahead and jump back into game and start taking a deeper dive into the vehicles and implements that were released this week. We're going to do a definite part 2, and in part 2, we're going to cover the placeables and scripts that were newly released this week. All right, first up, we're going to take a look at the John Deere W330 Pack. This mod is by MLottie98, and it is available for all platforms. We're going to find this here under Harvesters. We have the W330 for $102,000. This harvester goes 15 miles per hour and has 185 horsepower. Now, it says it holds 14,200 liters of product. That is an error. This thing doesn't hold nearly that much product. I believe it only holds 4,200 liters of product. So it is really down here in the classification between the New Holland TX32 and the Bison as far as what it's going to store in the Nova 330. So this is really the class of harvester that we're talking about here. We have configuration options of none. Starfire gives us the official John Deere GPS unit up there on the cab. So, and that is just visual. It doesn't actually give us GPS functionality, but we also get the second monitor up here, which is pretty cool. So as configured, we're looking at $103,500, $5,278 to lease, $1,035 per day, and $2,173 per operating hour. We're going to check out the corn headers. There are no custom corn headers for this. You have the 319R grain header, 4.2 meter working width, $31,000, $1,581 to buy, $310 per day, and $651 per operating hour. Take a little closer look at these. So any day that we get a small harvester is kind of a good day for me, because I think that is an area that maybe is a little underdeveloped as far as the in-game mod hub and other mods that are out there. There aren't too many, small or medium type harvesters. Everyone wants to go for the big boys. Left click, raise and lower the intake wheel. Also extend and retract it ever so little. Luckily we have any sort of light up dash other than the buttons there. Other than the header controls, there are no other mouse controls. You have an animated hand throttle there. Do not have any sort of animation on the foot pedals. Unfold it. The panel there opens up, and if we extend out the pipe, got a cool animation there with a leather flap or a plastic flap of some sort kind of flipping up. First stage lights. Second stage lights, which includes a side light. Be nice and convenient for when we are trying to pull up next to a trailer. Also includes a rear light, and then we have our third stage lights. Light up the cab a bit more. We have beacons, four-way flashers, front and rear. We have our blinkers. So there you go, guys. That is the John Deere W330 pack. Got a lot to get through today, so we're going to be a little bit briefer than maybe we would typically do. That is by mlottie98 again, and is for all platforms. Up, we're going to take a quick look at the New Holland T9 series. I want to try to remember to basically link to my mod review on this here in the upper right corner. So hopefully I have remembered to do that, and you'll see that up there. So we have the New Holland T9 base game. Then we have the modded T9, and you can see the difference. First off is the placement of the exhaust. This one is the European style. The exhaust kind of down over the front of the tractor, whereas this is more the American style T9 with the vertical exhaust. And as far as the T9 goes, we have the small frame for 370 horsepower. We have the T9 large frame, 535 horsepower. T9 Road Track 2, 470. T9 Smart Tracks 2 and 470 horsepower. So quite a few different configurations here. Lots of configuration options, tires options, fender options. So like I said, I'm going to link to that dedicated video that covers this. It is from quite a while back. To be honest, I don't know if there are any subtle changes between this one and the others. I'm sure there has to be. I mean, because it was a long time that was placed over on Facebook. But I'll go ahead and link to that. It's going to seriously cover the highlights. But again, due to having so many mods this week, we're going to have to take a little bit of shortcuts in order to not have like a 5-hour video between both parts. So we're not really actually going to buy any of these. We're just kind of link once again to that video in my mod review playlist, so you can go watch that independent of the weekend roundup. Again, that mod is by KMN Modding and is available for all platforms. Next up, we're going to take a look at the JCB 435S Stage 4 and 5 by Red Cat 3D and Pixel Design. Find that here under wheel loaders. So we have the New Holland W190D in game, and then we have the JCB 435S T4F. $187,000 is the base configuration. The choice of Michelin in wide tires, narrow twins, twin fronts, twin rears and fronts, and back to standard. We have Trelleborg standard, narrow twins, front twins, twins all around, Midas tires in wide, front twins, rears all in front twins, wide tires. And then we have warning signs. We can get stickers, warning stickers there. Get signs, stickers and signs, or none. We can go with beacon light, none, left outside, left inside, right outside, right inside, left and right outside, left and right inside, back to none. Then when the engine's set up, we have the 2018 version, 235 horsepower, 2019, 252 horsepower. So as configured, we are looking at $199,500 to buy, $10,174 to lease, $1,195 per day, and $4,189 per operating hour. I got distracted. Didn't get it. So let's see here. Let's we do have color options. I should show you that. Yellow, gray, or black. Main color, yellow, black, or red. Well, that's pretty slick. And then we have, of course, the wheel loaders. That is part of the strap pack. So we don't have any custom wheel loader implements other than the strap-on pack. We're going to take a look at that here in a little bit. The JCB has a pretty high reach. So sometimes I really feel that the New Holland and some of these other wheel loaders are a little short on the reach. But this JCB really have the sense that it's going to be able to get up and over those tall trailers, or up and over that tall digester down at the BGA. Take a look on the inside. Really nice, clean interior here. Not really picking up any sort of illuminated dash. Cycle the lights. If we take a look at the front lights, our first stage lights, and on the pods there on the side. Second stage, rear lights. Third stage, front lights. You have a mouse option just to move it up and down. Just seeing if maybe there was some other controls. Okay, that is 50 years. So that's pretty cool. We got 1969 to 2019. I guess a 50-year anniversary of the JCB wheel loader, or maybe JCB construction brand. Maybe even 50 years of JCB itself. Not really sure. You know what the 50 represents there? Let me know in the comments. Again, that is the JCB 435S Stage 4 and 5 by Red Cat 3D and Pixel Design, and it is available for all platforms. Next up, we're going to take a look at the New Holland T6 by Dale's Farmer. Mod is also available for all platforms, and we're going to find it here under medium tractors. So we have the New Holland T6, 120 horsepower, $82,000, 31 miles per hour. See where that falls here in the general range. Well, we have the standard T6 for $125,000. horsepower. That's kind of interesting. With choice of rim color white, gray, or black. We have main color of standard blue power, Fiat Agri, black, or 50th anniversary edition. We'll go with the 50th anniversary edition there. Then we have the choice of design color of standard blue power or 50th anniversary edition. On the grill, got a shiny grill there. Then we have standard configuration, 400 kilogram front weight, 600 kilogram front weight, 800 kilogram front weight, 1200 front attacher, back to standard. We have wheel bearing Trelleborg standard, reversed front tread, wheel weights, wide tires, two different variants of the wide tires, narrow tires, rear twin narrow tires, rear twins, rear twin wide, twin wheels all around, back to standard. Oh man, that was a lot. We had Nokian tires, Michelin in standard, first front tread, wheel weights, wide tires 1, wide tires 2, rear twins, twins all around, back to standard. Midas tires in standard, first front tread, wheel weights, rear twins, twins all around, back to standard. We have the design standard blue power, 50th anniversary edition, standard and UK flag, blue power and UK flag, 50th anniversary edition and UK flag, back to standard. So I think I'm going to go with 50th anniversary edition. You get it with no beacon, left side beacon, right side beacon, dual beacons. And we have engine set up the T160 or T120, sorry, at 120 horsepower with a T140 at 140 horsepower. 150 is obviously 150, 155, then the 160, 165, 175, and back to 120. So as configured here, special edition, 50th anniversary edition, we're looking at $116,200 to buy, $5,926 to lease, $1,162 per day, and $2,440 per operating hour. A pretty slick looking tractor, 50th anniversary edition. Do have an illuminated dash with some light indicators there. Side panel lights up a little bit. Have an animated forward and reverse on the stick. We have animated brake, throttle, and clutch there. Also have some mouse controls, so middle mouse button, left and right, is open and closing the sunroof shade. Then left and right mouse button, up and down, opens and closes the rear window. Left and right opens and closes the driver's side window. Take a look at our lights. We have first stage lights, second stage lights, third stage lights. So unlike typical tractors where we have lights in the front, lights in the rear, and then lights in the front again, this one we have two stages in the front and then the rear stage. Four-way flashers, and right blinkers. There you go, guys. That is the New Holland T6 by Dale's Farmer. and it is available for all platforms. Next up, we have the Kemper Pack by Giant Software. I find this here under forage harvesters, and we have the 9000 series John Deere forage harvester, $361,000, 770 horsepower. This thing is an absolute beast. Take a look at that. Now this 9000 series has been a popular mod from Farm Sim 17 and 19. I think this was available kind of on the mod websites a while ago, but here we go. We've got an official Giants version this time, so we know it's going to be nice, and we know it should, for the most part, work. So we have configuration: middle pipe, long pipe, short pipe. How do you want your pipe? Do you want it long, short, or standard configuration, if you will? We have the wheel brand of Michelin, Midas tires. Then we have the engine set up to 9700 at 770 horsepower, 9800 at 870 horsepower, 99 at 970 horsepower, and back to 9700. This does have a rear hitch, so I want to see if the rear hitch functions or not for towing a trailer. There you go, guys. So as configured, $416,500, $21,241 to lease, $4,165 per day, and $8,700 to lease this and run it every hour. That is crazy talk. Take a look at the headers, because this is called the Kemper Pack. It's not called the John Deere Forage Harvester Pack. Take a look here at the Forage Harvester headers. We have our base game headers right here. And then we have our Kemper headers. And we have quite a few of those. So we have several Kemper brand headers. We have John Deere headers, and then we have New Holland headers. Go back here, we have the 345 plus 4.5 meters. We have the John Deere variant, which comes John Deere colored and branded. Then we have the 345 Kemper, which is just Kemper branded and Kemper colors. We have the 345 New Holland branded edition. We move up to the 345 Plus for the Big X, 360 Plus for the Jaguar 900, 360 Plus for the John Deere meters, Kemper 360 Plus Kemper. We have the New Holland 600 SFI 6 meters. We have the 375 Plus at 7.5 meters for John Deere, 750 SFI from New Holland. Again, it's New Holland branded and John Deere branded for those two particular headers. We've got a pair of Kemper headers, the 375 Plus at 7.5 meters, 390 Plus at 9 meters. Then we have the 390 Plus John Deere variant. I'm going to go ahead and lease just to see how it works. Then we have the 390 Plus New Holland and the 390 Plus Kemper. Lots of headers to go with this John Deere forage harvester in the Kemper Pack. Take a look inside. We have animated hand throttle. No animations on the foot pedals. Take a look at the lights. It does appear that the side command module lights up. As well as the radio. Let's take a look at the lights outside. The first stage lights, second stage lights in the rear, and then third stage lights in the front. Pair of beacons on the front. That is a very interesting. What in the heck is that? look at that. That is interesting. So with a standard forage harvester header, when you fold it up, you'll see this wheel pop in. And when you unfold it, the wheel just vanishes. But with this pack, there's like a little wheel, there's like a little carrier that you can disconnect. So let's see here, we unfold it. Like so, and with the header still selected, we can use to basically detach kind of the helper wheel. Then at that point we can lower it down and turn it on. Let it do its thing. When we're done, we turn it off. Line this up and connect it. Now we can fold it back up. That's pretty cool, and that's pretty slick. You don't have really any vanishing miracle parts. When you unfold and fold the header. This is pretty cool little mod. This mod is by Giant Software, and it is available for all platforms. Up, we're going to take a look at the Axion 96930 TerraTrack, once again by Giant Software. This, once again, is available for all platforms. We're going to find it here under large tractors. And this is a tractor that I think lots of folks had hoped was going to be part of the Kloss DLC, the Platinum Edition, Farm Sim 19, but was not. And it showed up at the Agritechnic convention as kind of a mod that PC players could select or basically obtain by basically going around to the, I guess, Kloss booth or maybe Farm Sim 19 booth and inquiring. They could get a code, download this early, but now we all have access to it through the Giants modhub. We have the option of the 930 TerraTrack at 355 horsepower or the 960 TerraTrack at 445 horsepower. That is pretty much the only configuration options. And I have to say, I am not a giant fan of this tractor. This looks... I don't like it. Don't like to look at it. That's okay. $390,000 to buy, $19,890 to lease, $3,900 per day, and $8,190 per operating hour. You know, I don't have to like it, right? Also means that I probably am not going to end up using it at all. So we have animated foot throttle and brakes. Take a look at the lights. We've got our first stage lights, second stage lights in the rear, third stage lights in the front. We have our beacons. And it kind of looks like a half-track truck. Lots of hose connections for sure. This thing is definitely designed to be to use big machinery. Got a nice rotating shaft there. See the knuckle there spinning on both sides. Some nice animations kind of underneath the tractor, driving the whole thing. Back animations and everything look really nice. It's just can't get into the overall look of this thing. There you go, guys. That is the Axion 96930 TerraTrack by Giant Software, and that should just about do us for all of the vehicles and I should say. And now we're going to take a look at the implements that were released this week. First up, we have the tension belt pack. kind of alluded to this a little bit ago. This is by Dor Shamed and is available for all platforms. And this thing encompasses a whole ton of implements, vehicles, and attachments. So first up, anything that has the strap across of it can be strapped to a flatbed. Have a strappable Massey Ferguson telehandler in different color options, so we can change the Massey Ferguson. Trelleborg Nokian tires. Then if we go over here to Manitou, we have a tension beltable Manitou. Also color options. Make this a JCB colored forklift if we wanted to. I don't think that really works out very well, but at any rate, that can be strappable. We've got other things here. Look at the description. All front loader tools are color choice and strappable. All telehandler tools and the Massey Ferguson telehandler. All wheel loader tools, skid steer tools, Manitou forklift, the roll belt 150. So we have the round baler. We have the standard round baler, and then we have the strappable version. Change obviously the color on that one. Standard tires are wide tires. One extra front loader shovel in a John Deere design, and all shovels are configurable with cloth, decal, and color. Go over here to telehandlers. We have our base equipment, and then we have the full suite of strappable telehandler equipment. Then the telehandler we can get in gloss colors with the gloss branding on it. So we can go with our skid steer loaders. We have strappable skid steer equipment. As you can see there, front loaders. Here we have our standard stuff. And then we get into the strappable equipment, including front loader arms, wheel loaders. We have the strappable wheel loader equipment. Let's go ahead and let's get if this has straps on it. Let's see here. I can get up on top of that. I'm trying to find a trailer that we can use. To demonstrate this with. Well, let's try this. I'm not typically a player that uses these front loader stuff. See how that works. Let's see, do we have straps on this thing? Oh. Right, so that demonstration is just going to be completely useless. So let's get out of that. So we've got a trailer here. Trailer has straps. Yeah, I see them lighting up on the side there. So let's grab the telehandler. Oh, I was hoping I could just climb up on there, but at any rate. So what we're going to do is we're just going to put this on the side just to demonstrate the concept, since I clearly am failing here miserably. I needed a trailer and just didn't seem to have one today, so look at that, ladies and gentlemen. That is a functionality that is not in the base game that quite honestly should be. We have tension straps. We should be able to strap more things down other than just bales and pallets and chicken boxes. Might be asking, is that really strapped down or is it just visual? Does that answer your question? That is a legit strap there. The straps, and of course this mod only lets you strap down the attachments and the Massey Ferguson here, that wheel loader, or not the wheel loader, but the forklift, the Manitou forklift, and the round belt. At least that's for now. Hopefully there'll be more updates with more in-game equipment being updated to support the strapping capability, and maybe Giants will listen to us and add that functionality into the base of Farm Sim 2021. That is the Tension Pack by Door Schmid. And again, it is available for all platforms. Next up, we have the Fleming Bale Lifter Pack by ITM Sean 885. This mod is also available for all platforms, and we're going to find it here under Baling Technologies. Yep, here we have the Fleming Single Bale Lifter and Double Bale Lifter. This is a 3-point hitch implement, no configuration options, $400 to buy, $20 per day, and $4 lease, and $8 per operating hour, I believe it was. Then we have the double bale lifter, pretty much the same general design. Holds 2 bales, $750 for this, $38 to lease, 7 per day, and 15 per operating hour. So let's get our T6 50th anniversary edition. Shares a birthday with JCB, I guess. Of course, we can raise and lower it with the V button. Left click. So that's pretty much all we can do with it. I'm thinking if we had, let's try a tractor that doesn't have mouse controls, because typically we can adjust that rear 3-point with a mouse. Maybe we're running into a conflict with the other mouse controls, and that's why it wasn't working. Let's give this a try. Back to front. It's definitely not working. Okay. So we have the bale lifter. We just roll up here. Roll up under the bale, lift it up. You want to check the rear. I know I've seen bale lifters like this where we can control built-in angle, but nope, not on this one. Not working at all. There we have the Fleming bale lifter pack in single or double versions by ITM Sean 885, and it is available for all platforms. So next up we have the Agrimax SM3 subsoiler by Cersei Modding, and it is available for all platforms. And this is kind of an interesting one. Listed in the modhub as being under the category of subsoilers. Well, it's not there. It is actually up here under plows. So here is the Agrimax SM3, $6,000 to buy, 3-meter working width, 140 horsepower requirement. No configuration options, so let's go ahead and piece this up. Seems to be right around the power requirements of our New Holland. So let's go ahead and get it. Take it down to our test field and give it a bit of a drag through the dirt. Kind of glad I've got all that extra weight on the front of this tractor now for sure. I'm a little curious to see, does it pull through the dirt and give a plow texture? Does it pull through the dirt and give a cultivated texture? And if it gives a cultivated texture, then why on earth is it listed under subsoilers or plows? Right? Drop it in the dirt. Looks like it's going to give us a plow texture. No. Giving us technically both. Look. Yes, it's giving us both. Giving us a plow and a then cultivated texture. So that is pretty slick. So the teeth in front are plowing up the dirt, if you will. And the roller in the back is smoothing it over and giving it that cultivated texture. That's a little bit of a surprise. That is pretty cool. Now, we don't have any hose hookups to this. We do have what look like hydraulic cylinders, but I'm going to think they are more like just suspension cylinders, compression type cylinders. They are not really actually hydraulic. They're just kind of compression, suspension style cylinders. There you go. That is the Agrimax SM3 by Cersei Modding, and it is available for all platforms. Next up, we have the XPOM Auric 3M by Reaver S Mods. And this mod is available for PC only. We're going to find it here under cultivators. Yeah, the Auric, $9,200 to buy, 9 miles per hour, 3-meter working width. And this one does have a rear 3-point, so we could use this in combination with a 3-point seeder. $469 to lease, 92 per day, and 193 per operating hour. I don't think we need to really demonstrate the whole add a seeder to the rear of it concept. Seen that done before. I think we all kind of generally understand the whole concept, especially with the Coon Pack. I think that was more of a new thing in 17 when the Coon Pack came out. At least that was kind of the first I saw, where you would be able to attach a subsoiler, a power harrow, and then a seeder all together. Kind of get 3 passes in 1 pass down the field. This allows you to basically do a 2-in-1 pass down the field. Drop it in. Looking here is just looking at the animations, the particles, dust coming up off of it. Just pull easy? Does it pull hard where it's given horsepower requirement? So that looks and works pretty darn good. So that is again the XPOM Ornick 3-meter cultivator by Reaver S Mods, and it is available for PC only. All right, next up we're going to take a look at the Cote FRP145. This is listed as an intermediate axle packer. Can be used as an intermediate compressor in front of the tractor. Mod is by P-Freak and Assassin and is available for all platforms. It says it's going to be found here under miscellaneous. There we go. Here it's Cote FRP145, $2,500 to buy. Basically, its purpose is to attach to the front of the tractor and roll on the ground. There to kind of either offset the weight of some of the tractor, spread the weight out on the ground, basically make the overall impact on the soil lower as you spread that weight out a little bit more. Let's get a tractor with a front 3-point. Silly. Kind of the same general concept as a tracked vehicle from the standpoint of spreading the weight out. You don't just have 4 little compact contact patches. You've got 4 contact patches on the front implement. Then you have your theory 4 contact patches on your tractor tires. And that's really the only purpose it serves. There you go, guys. That is the Cote FRP145 Intermediate Packer by P-Freak and Assassin, and it is available for all platforms. Next up, we have the Coon Prime 2060S. This is a straw blower by 76 Max. We're going to find it here under Animals. Now the Coon Knight RA142. This is a TMR mixer, but in some of my gameplays, I use this as a straw blower, if you will. Put straw bales in there and then just use that to provide some high capacity straw. Have the Primor 2060S 3-point attachment, so this hooks up to the 3-point 1 bale capacity, so you would put a round or a square bale in there and you would just shoot it out the pipe. No configuration options. $22,100 to buy, $1,127 to lease, $221 per day, and $464 per operating hour. This mod is also available for all platforms. I forgot to mention that. I gotta wonder, this thing's going to be awful heavy. I expect it to be a lot heavier than it is. Set it down. Right mouse click. Left and right to open and close. Up and down will raise and lower the chute on the straw blower pipe. Left mouse button will then angle it left and right. Of course, the other mouse controls are associated with the tractor itself. So you lower the straw blower, open the rear gate, put a bale on there, close the rear gate, adjust it to however you wanted to, shoot it out. And you would go to where you want to do, turn it on, and shoot out your straw. another option as far as applying straw to your animal areas. That is the Coon Prime 2060S, available for all platforms by 76 Max. Next up, we have the Marshall QM16 trailer. We are finally moving into the trailers, and wow, we have a lot of trailers. We have a total 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, I think 10 different trailers this week. 10. Crazy talk. Okay, so we have the Marshall QM16 trailer by ETA La Marchoice. Trailers. QM16. $28,000 to buy. 2,170 liter storage capacity. No configuration options on this thing. And no hose hookups. No hookups at all. It is a little disappointing to see. We do have a cover. Take the cover on and off. Have a rear beacon. You have rear lights, left and right, brake lights. We're going to do a force unload and just take a look and see how this works. We have a tip side back option, and then I'm sure we have a tip side grain door. Really wish we would see hose connections on this thing. I mean, that is a pretty standard option Farm Sim 19 at this point. Tip side grain door. See, the tip is a lot delayed with respect to the grain door. I wonder if it's lower. Always looking to see how high do these trailers tip. It's kind of a low profile trailer already. Some maps have kind of some low clearances with respect to farm silos or sell points. Still tips fairly high. That might run into a problem with respect to sell points and silos, but tips nice and slow. Give you that realistic feel to everything. Again, that mod is by ETA La Marchoice and is available for all platforms. Next up, we're going to take a look at the Bendar TC 21,000 trailer by Agrimax. It is also available for all platforms. So it's going to be here under trailers. $38,000 to buy this thing. Get it in a capacity of 21,000 liters, 24,000 liters, 28,000 liters. Get it in Trelleborg tires, Michelin tires, and then we can get it in a trailer design or a overloader design. Trailer with 5-meter pipe, 7-meter pipe. Let's get it with a 7-meter pipe, and let's add 28,000 liters. So we can't. So 24,000 liters with a 7-meter pipe. $44,500 to buy. $2,269 to lease. $445 per day and $935 per operating hour. Remember, did I already get this? Yep, I did. Looks like we will have hoses for this one. Like how we have a nice kind of hose hanging rack there on the trailer. Cool little detail. Galvanized looking pipes. So if we left mouse button up and down, don't see anything change. Right mouse button left and right. We'll fold and unfold. I love that. The crank. That's pretty cool. Then we have like the hoses on the hydraulic pump shifting. Let's go pipe out. Raise and lower that. Go pipe in. Let's put a little bit of product in this and just see if we can fill that other trailer. $10,000 liters should be good. Do our pipe out. Be an interesting seed tender, fertilized tender, or conceptually maybe even a some sort of tender for a harvest. Unload. What is going on? Right through that trailer. Try this other trailer. Kind of interesting. So I wonder what I'm tipping into. Very, very strange. This is the Benar TC 21000. You know how you guys have managed to make that thing work. AgriSketch, and is available for all platforms. Next up we have the Crampy Bandit 750 by Kyra Show. It is available for all platforms. We're going to find it also under trailers. Maybe we'll give it another whirl with that. $52,000, 40,200 storage capacity. Standard capacity is 26,650, 35,650, 40,200, 27,200, and back to 26,050. Trelleborg in twin radial, T404, T404 800s, twin radial, Michelin Cargo XBib, XBib 800s, Mega XBib, Kloss TerraTrack. So the Kloss TerraTrack, that's kind of interesting. Standard, we have the Underride Guard. And let's get it in Fendt Bright Green. As configured, we're looking at 54,500. Kind of an expensive trailer for what it holds. Let's just see if I unload into this. It does have a steering axle. We can see those. See those TerraTracks shifting off to the side. Turn our beacons off. And the Crampy looks like it has a movable floor. I don't think it really tips up at all, which will be rather convenient for it's not working at all. Very, very strange. So I'm just going to give up on that other trailer and move on. Next up, we have the Lizard RKM Manure Spreader by Mifu FS, and it is available for all platforms. Go to Manure Spreaders. We have the FarmTech Superflex 800 for $10,500. Then we have the RKM for 14,000 liters, 140 horsepower, $26,000 to buy. Choice of color options. Standard configuration. T16 tires. Another set of T16 tires. Narrow tires. Back to standard. And this has a working width of 9 meters. Go ahead and load this up with product. Take it down to the field and fling a little poo and just see how the animations look. See if it looks like it does have a 9 meter working width on it. We've got just 6 more mods to go in part 1 of this weekend's Weekend Roundup. Then we're going to take a break and come back for part 2, where we're going to take a look at all the placeables and the 4 geos that we released this week. Turn it on and off we go. Field clearly doesn't need fertilizer. Then kind of used it and abused it so much. But a pretty cool, pretty nice fertilizer spreader for the starting farmer because it's fairly cheap. You have hose hookups, which is good to see. Definitely works good for the starting farmer, as I've said. Or someone just looking for older looking equipment. It's the RKM Manure Spreader by Mifu FS, and it is available for all platforms. Next up, we have the Flegel Timber Runner wide with auto-load wood trailer. This is by Kenny 456 and Marhu, and it is available for PC only. I find that here under forestry equipment for sure. And we have several different options. Here we have the standard in-game Flegel Timber Runner. This one is the Flegel Timber Runner 12 meter wide, Flegel Timber Runner 15 meter wide, and 20 meter wide. We have different lengths. Here we have 12 meter wide, standard, with a trailer hitch. Deal setup of standard wide tires. Then we have the 15 meter variant, a bit longer, same configuration options. And then we have the 20 meter variant, longer yet, Looks like almost it's been stretched. The way those fenders just look flat out silly. Take a closer look at each and every one of these. So here we have the 12-meter one. Now the fenders, 15-meter one, and it just looks like it's been stretched. The fenders are just just wider, kind of a wider opening compared to these. Then the 20-meter one is just even further stretched. It just looks a bit ridiculous. Go ahead and get a semi truck. And these are auto loading trailers. They have lots of different options. Take a look here. So we have some crazy options on this thing. This trailer, long trailer. Let's get this thing over here out of the way. And we'll just kind of walk through the options. We do have a few logs spawned in that we're going to use the 12-meter trailer to pick up. So we have E to start auto load wood. O to switch left or right as far as which side the auto load functions picks up. Number pad slash, basically say where is the unload point. Okay. Enter key. AI change number of piles to. Turn on auto load. This is the number pad enter key, not the keyboard enter key. So we can change this. One pile means we can load 20-meter logs. Two piles means we have a pile in front and a pile in the back of 10-meter lengths. Three piles mean we have 6.5-meter lengths. Three sets of 6.5-meter lengths. I like that. Four piles means we can do 4 piles of 5-meter lengths on this giant 20-meter trailer. Number pad star means we can show the auto load position. Notice it's going to auto load here to the trailer. If we do then this, okay, so that's where, see that one, which pile 1, 2, or 3 with the number pad period. Left control T to hide all of the auto help information. If you already know how to do it, you can hide it. X to unfold the forks. Spread them out a bit. And of course, L to do our tension straps. We're going to leave that trailer there. We're going to leave the 15-meter trailer, and we're basically going to get the 12-meter trailer and take it down here and just run through the auto load functions a little bit. This auto load script, it's been out on a couple of different trailers. We used a different pack than this on a multiplayer server, and I was using this same function where it was basically loading multiple stacks of wood. Kind of liked it because around here you'll see trucks go down the roads. They'll have 2 stacks of logs on a trailer, a stack in the front and a stack in the rear, whereas the typical auto loading trailers in game have always just loaded right in the middle of the trailer. Here I have 8-meter logs. Pull this up, we can see we can do 2 stacks of 6-meter, 3 stacks of 4-meter, or 1 stack of 12-meter. Go over here and let's spawn in some 4-meter logs. Okay. And then let's go over here and spawn in some 6-meter logs. We have 8-meter logs, 4-meter logs, and 6-meter logs. So let's start our auto load. Let's turn on B. See, nothing has happened. That is because we're auto loading to the right at this point. We don't want to do that. We want to auto load to the left. So let's hit O. And let's turn B on again. And it should be picking that up. Why is it not picking that up? Go to the loading position. Going in here. E. Why are we not loading logs? Auto load left. Auto load right. Turn that off. Let's go over here. Do 6-meter logs. Load a few to the front. Change her to the right. On. I do not know why this is not picking up. Can we not auto load logs that we spawn in like this? Guess not. Alright guys, well you kind of get to the point. I'm not really sure why that's not working. Thought I could just quickly spawn in some logs and auto load a few logs here and there of different sizes and show it kind of putting the stacks in different places on the trailer, but that's just not seeming like it's going to work out for us. That was the Flegel Timber Runner Wide with auto load wood. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this trailer so we can load up the next trailer and talk about it. All right, next up we have another log trailer. We have the NMC US log trailers by the North Modding Company. These trailers are available for all platforms. So once again, we're going to find them here under forestry equipment. We have the PT818 and the LTB train. Two vertical stanchions and then kind of a long spline, choice of rim color and main color. And then we have the LTB train. Once again, we can change the rim color and main color. No other configurations options on that. The B train gives us kind of a front trailer and then a swivel and then kind of a back trailer. And clearly we could stack some logs on the back and then stack a set of logs here on the lower level and then stack a set of logs, a short set of stack of logs here on the upper level. I have 3 different stacks of logs here on the B train. Then we have this one. This is really designed for, I guess, really long logs. Go ahead and connect up to them and see if we have any sort of configuration options. So no options other than You know, the ability to disconnect and connect the A, B train. I'm sure you could buy multiple ones of these and connect multiple fronts together, and then connect one back. The way this would work best is you would have a set of logs on the rearmost trailer. You would have another set of logs on the front bottom trailer, and then you'd have a set of logs on the front upper deck, upper level of the trailer. And then we have the ET8-18 left mouse button. We can bring that rear truck in. We have a shorter logs, but we still have quite a center spline there, so that's kind of cool. Shorten the trailer up a little bit if we want. Flashers, we have brake lights. Tension belts. Tension belts across the vertical stanchions there. Guys, that is the UMC, or the NMC, sorry, from North Modding Company, US log trailers. That mod is available for all platforms. The next mod we're going to take a look at is the SD48 step deck trailer. We already had a little bit of a look at that one by JK Agco Modding. It is available for all platforms. We're going to find that here under low loaders. SD48 step deck trailer. No configuration options on this. $17,500 to buy. $892 to lease, $175 per day, and $376 per operating hour. Description says this is a North American style step deck trailer for transporting pallets, bales, parts, equipment, and machinery. Now, the machinery part I've got a little bit of a problem with because there aren't any ramps. This. You can't get a configuration option with, like, you know, removable ramps. Can't unfold it. So the only way we're going to use machinery on this is if, one, we have some way of loading it. It's low. I've not seen a ramp to date that is this low. So basically, you're reserved to what? Parking it up, kind of back it up on a hill, a little bit of a hill, and then driving down whatever machinery you have on top of it, and hoping it works. I think it would have been a lot nicer if you could get, you know, hideaway ramps that were maybe stashed over here. We've seen where you unfold it and you get animations of it basically hooking up there, and then basically be ramps that we can come up, get onto our trailer. I think that would seriously give this a whole lot more functionality and usability. Or if maybe there was included with this a placeable ramp that you could put down, you know, just outside the shop that was the height of this trailer, and then a corresponding ramp that you could buy and put at your main farm. At any rate, that is the SD48 step deck trailer by JK Agco Modding. It is available for all platforms. Description says that there are 16 tension belts. That if you don't have anything on the trailer, they basically appear underneath the trailer. And we kind of already saw that with respect to when we put the bucket on the trailer using the tension pack. Next up, we have the TF140 PB95 bale trailer by S. Bafo Farming Mateo 78N. I find that here under baling technologies. We have the EF140 PB95, and we have several different variants of this because they are auto loading. So we can get a round bale auto loading variant, base bed, front rail, rear rail, manual configuration. This thing came with a ramp. We could have used that when we were, but we still have that telehandler. This. So we have main color options, rim color, and design color. And lease this up. And of course, since this is using kind of it's only available for PC, but it's kind of using the generally accepted autoload script that works for consoles, in that you need a very specific trailer for a very specific type of bale. So we have a round bale trailer for round bales, square bale trailer for square, a square bales for cotton, meaning cotton modules, and then a cotton round bale trailer. So if you have round and square bales and a John Deere cotton baler, well, you're going to have to basically own 3 different trailers if you want to use autoload functionality. So let's see if we can jump back to the pension pack and demonstrate how this works with the telehandler. I think I might have sold the old baler. It's kind of a cool trailer where it steps up for you, so it makes it easier to get on there. Nice easy ramp to get up. Let's position this nice centered on the wheels. We have good weight distribution. Unfold that trailer and wrap it down. There you go, look at that. 3 distinct strap locations. Thought it was maybe a little heavy for this little tractor. That's why we were having a hard time driving it. But there you go. That is the TF140 PB95 auto loading trailer. Got it here configured kind of as a flatbed, and we put on the Massey Ferguson telehandler. That is part of the tension pack, just to demonstrate the tension pack once again. Next up, we have the Joskin Wago 8-meter bale trailer by ETA La Machoice. Is once again going to be here under baling technologies. And we have the Joskin Wago 8M for $11,500. We have the choice of standard design, front sideboard, all sides. We have a with or without a toolbox. Pretty basic little trailer. Decals look nice. The registration plate down there looks really nice. It looks like it was of a different number. Let's see where it was stamped out different. I don't know if that's supposed to be there like design, or if somehow that is just reflecting that the mod author kind of borrowed the plate from something else. No hose hookups of any sort. Would be nice to see at least power hookups, since we do have lights on the trailer. This is a dolly trailer, so that might not work out for some folks. And it doesn't appear to have any sort of auto-loading functionality. Standard trailer. Have tension belts there. And it is available for all platforms. And then we have our last mod for part 1 of this video. It is another Joskins trailer. Kind of saw it in the previous setup. We have the Wago ST8000D12 for $9,500. Choice of extensions or not. $10,000 with extensions. No configuration options. $510 to buy, 100 per day, and 210 per operating hour. Looks like this one does have hose hookups and power hookups. Unfold the sides with the X button. Of course, we have tension belts. Since we have power leads, we no doubt have brake lights and switch lights. And it is a traditional trailer, no dolly axle to contend with. There you go, guys. That is, and this mod is by Frabble LS Modding. That is going to conclude us for part 1 of this week's weekend roundup. Wow, that was quite a marathon there. We're going to take a little bit of a break and get yourself some iced tea. Go hit the restroom. You grab a bag of chips or a little pack of crackers, and come on back to the channel as we get started in part 2 of the weekend roundup. And this is where we're going to take a look at the placeables and the 4 Seasons Geos that were released this week. Until next time, happy farming.